I have to say, whenever I watch that video, I still get a little emotional. And I mean, right now I'm feeling things form at the side of my eyes, if you know what I mean. Anyway, I can't believe it's been 3 months. It's been 3 months since I left the US to come to Madrid and start a new life. It's crazy. I can't believe it's been that long or being that short. I don't know. But certainly it's been quite a journey so far. Um, Anyway, hola, hello everyone. I figured I'd make this video as a life update, provide you all with some updates on my life the last 3 months. I know I've been posting on social media, on my Instagram, on Facebook, also on my TikTok. I now have a TikTok. If you want to follow me, I hope you do. It's Lloyd in Madrid. Yeah, so I know I've been sharing a lot of my life in the last 3 months through social media, but I figured I'd do this video as a first-hand account on what's been happening to me in the last 3 months, sort of like a Q1 or first quarter report update for all of you. And I figured I'd do it like how do I structure it in a way where I share with all of you the questions that a lot of you have been asking me in the last 3 months, and also, of course, shared my answers to those questions. Yeah, so let's get started. One of the most asked questions has been, how is my Spanish? And my answer is, it's coming along. Definitely not fluent yet, but definitely working towards learning and practicing. I go to Spanish class twice a week, so in person in a small group, Mondays and Wednesdays, and I also see an online tutor for personal one-on-one tutoring online. So yeah, so I've been, learning a lot of things. My Spanish teacher, hi Isa, thinks I'm an A2 level, but I really think I'm more like in between A1 and A2, closer to A2. So definitely, making my way. I definitely can get through, and have gotten through, situations where I can communicate in simple terms, simple sentences, asking questions. I've been able to get by. The biggest challenge is when people start responding to my questions. And of course, I talk fast here, that I do get stuck. So thank you, Google Translate. But yeah, I mean, I'm able to form simple sentences, simple structures, simple phrases for sure. But definitely, I have a long way to go. But as they say, the best way to learn really is to immerse yourself in the day-to-day, with the community, with the people, and that's exactly what I'm trying to do. Even though it's uncomfortable, God knows how many uncomfortable situations I've been in, but I just take them as learning opportunities. Yeah, so I'm definitely looking forward to. I just need to be more disciplined in studying and reviewing in between classes. I think that's where I struggle with. So I really have to make more efforts to make sure that I build upon everything that I'm learning in class. 3 times a week. But I know I'll get there. I just need to be a little bit more disciplined. So another question I've been getting a lot is about work, because as many of you know, I am still working. I'm still running my business here, my group psychotherapy practice. I'm still running it here in Madrid. Everything is virtual. Because of and all my clients are still in New York, because I'm only licensed in New York. So there is a 6-hour time difference. So a lot of you have been asking, how have you been managing, dealing, surviving, working, the 6-hour time difference? So typically I would start work around 4 or 5 p.m. local time. So that'll be around 10 or 11 New York time. And I would go all the way, and it depends on the day. I could be going all the way till 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. local time. It definitely presents some challenges, because I'm just human. I will get tired and sleepy at some point. So my later sessions can be a little bit tricky and challenging. So I've been taking more naps. Obviously coffee, and I bought a fancy coffee machine that I really invested in because I know I'm gonna need it. I'll be needing it. So yeah, so definitely has some challenges. With that said, if I'm working till 2, sometimes even until 3 a.m. in the morning here, I don't go to bed till around 4 or 5 a.m. And I don't wake up till around 10 or 11. So I do, I sleep late, obviously wake up late. So I do still try to get around 6 to 7 hours of sleep. I know it's not enough. I always target for 8, but so far it's been working. Definitely presents some challenges. That's why the nap in the late afternoon, even early evening, like a 7 p.m. Madrid time nap, can definitely be helpful. But so far, I've gotten used to it. It's a new, obviously not as new anymore as it was back in April, but I think I've adjusted pretty well to the time difference. Next is, have I made any friends since I arrived here? I've definitely met a lot of people. I have met a lot of people through different groups, WhatsApp groups, Facebook groups. I've been very grateful, to have those resources, and I've been very grateful to have met a lot of people. When I was here in January to apply for my digital nomad visa, I stayed here for a week. So during that time, I was actually able to start the process of meeting people. I was able to meet a few people that I'm very grateful kept in touch with me. So when I moved here at the end of April, I was able to catch up with them, and I've been hanging out and spending time with them as well. What I always say to people is, at least from my experience, I don't know about for people that have moved to a different state or a different country, meeting people has not been very challenging. It's the sustaining that can be challenging for many different reasons. And of course, we all know building of friendships takes time, but also it takes work and effort. So that's been a challenge. And also for me, it's been very hard so far to meet locals, the Madrileños, because this is what I've heard from people the expats that have been living here for a long time, is that it's hard to make friends with the locals because the locals are not quite, I don't know how to say, open or comfortable with being close to someone that they know is going to leave anyway. So like an expat, most expats eventually leave at some point. Not everyone, but I've experienced this. I've met people, expats, that eventually have left. So, and I get that. And of course, there's a language barrier for me. So a lot of the people that I've been hanging out with, spending time with, getting to know almost all are expats. And I've been very grateful and very lucky to have met them. And I've definitely, I have attended different kinds of events, from dinners to, a trip outside Madrid, brunches, bar nights, things like that. So I'm very grateful to everyone that I've met so far in the last 3 months. But again, the challenge is to keep that momentum going. Like I said, friendships do take time, and you have to make a lot of effort. And I'm certainly putting myself out there, and that's really all I can do, and that's all I can control, right? Is put myself out there, make the effort to meet people. And like I said, I've been very lucky and grateful to have met a lot of wonderful people since I moved here. I mean, you all know who you are, so thank you for opening yourself up to being friends with me and getting to know me, and the feeling is mutual. I really enjoyed meeting and getting to know all of you, and I look forward to meeting more people and making more friends. Now, together with that question is the question of, have I gone on dates since I moved here? That's been more tricky. I did go on one a few weeks ago. Someone I met off the app. It was just had drinks, had some food, and just had a conversation. It was fine. Don't think it's gonna go anywhere, but I had a good time, and it was a good experience for me to get out there. Not an expat, someone who lives here, who has spoke good English, so I did try to speak some Spanish with them, so that was great. But yeah, again, like I said, it's about me putting myself out there. I'm not in a rush. I'm more focused on making more friends, building a community here, more so, than dating. Obviously, I'm open to that. If it happens, it happens. I'm gonna put myself out there. But right now, I'm really more focused on building a community here, whether if it's with expats or um, hopefully local Spanish Madrileños. That's my focus now. And again, like I said, I'm open to dating if it happens. I've also gotten a lot of questions about my apartment. This is my apartment that I moved into May 31st. So when I moved here April 29, I stayed for a month at a temporary apartment. It wasn't really an Airbnb, but it was sort of similar. Excuse me. So for the month of May, I was looking for an apartment through this website called Idealista, which is a very popular website to look for apartments here in Madrid. So I was lucky enough to find a place 2 weeks, or was it 2 weeks? 2.5 weeks after I moved here. And this is the place. I'm gonna do another video sometime soon, doing an apartment tour. But so far, the apartment is going really well. It came furnished, pretty renovated. The biggest selling point is the terrace or balcony, which is here. I'm looking at it right now. I was able to personalize it, put some plants. It already came with a chair, 2 chairs, and a table. I finally, first time in my adult life living alone, have a dishwasher and a washer dryer combo, for the first time in my adult life living alone. And it's just, can I just say, just life changing to just do laundry anytime you want, and also do dishes. I mean, when it comes to washing dishes, I don't run it every day. If it's only a few plates here and there, I still do the manual, regular way. But if I have like a large, many plates and pots and pans and things like that, I do operate it. It did take me a little bit to figure out how to operate both, because I'm not used to having them. I always go to a laundromat when I was living in New York. But it's definitely, I will say, life-changing. And I will say, though, that I think the washer, just the washer, no dryer, and the dishwasher does, I think, they come pretty standard in a lot of apartments here in Madrid. The dryer is a little bit more challenging. That's why a lot of people have like clotheslines where they dry their clothes, whether outside on the terrace or just another part of the apartment. But it's really been great. The apartment, I mean, I've ordered some stuff from IKEA. I built a few things, so it's really starting to feel more at home. It's been 2 months of living here, so there's a few more things I need to buy either from IKEA or Amazon. And when I'm ready, I will have a video of an apartment tour for all of you. But so far, I'm really enjoying my apartment here in Madrid. I've also gotten a few questions regarding the food here, and connected to that, diet and exercise. Well, let's go to the exercise part. I definitely have not been as consistent as I was compared to when I was in New York when it comes to going to the gym and working out. As some of you know, I had a trainer in New York. Hi, Ethan. Through Resonate Fitness in Astoria. So I was meeting with Ethan in a small group. Hi, everyone. Twice a week for a year and a half. So I really was able to maintain that during my last year and a half in Astoria. I recently started with a personal trainer, just one-on-one. Angel or Angel, this is him. Yes. I've been seeing him once a week, and then he gives me workouts to do twice a week at my local gym, which is, luckily enough, a block away from my apartment. So really no excuse not to go. But let's face it, sometimes I still find an excuse not to go. But anyway, so that's I haven't been as consistent. I'm trying to get back. Also, it's been a struggle because I am recovering from tennis elbow on my left elbow. So I've been doing physical therapy, and then also I've been having some pain on my left hand, mostly around this area. So when I do grips, I do feel it. I cannot bend this as flexible as completely as before. So I do have an MRI this coming Friday to check what is going on, and also just check how my recovery is from tennis elbow. In terms of diet, it's also because it's just getting to know, like, grocery items, produce, and all that. I'm learning a lot more about like local products here. I will say though, because of the culture and how cheap it is, I have been drinking more wine, which is not always good. White wine in particular. I have not drank this much white wine. I don't remember when was the last time, if there was ever a time before, but because it is affordable. I mean, you can get a good glass of white wine for €3, maybe even less. And because of the culture here, people, they drink their cervezas, their beers, and of course wine. Tinto de Verano during the summer. Vermouth, not a big fan of it. Yes, so there's been more drinking of wine specifically. Not every day, but like, and Fridays to Sundays, there's always something related to that. So I am making more efforts to make sure, and I still drink a lot of water. So, but definitely focusing on a lot of water, a lot of coffee because of my work schedule and because I have this fancy coffee machine right here. A big investment, so putting it to good use, some cappuccinos, Americanos, and all that. Certainly making more efforts to eat healthier. That's definitely on the list, and Angel will be helping me with that as well. So, definitely trying to get back into a more consistent routine when it comes to diet and exercise. Food wise, I mean, it's just the ham, the pastries, the desserts, of course, the wine. I mean, it's just the cheese. It's just great, and for cheap. So it really has been quite an experience. Oh, churros with hot chocolate. I don't care. It's summer here, 100 degrees. I'm gonna have hot chocolate with churros because that's so good. Now, I've gotten questions as well about the best things and the worst things about Madrid, or living in Madrid and Spain in general. So let's start with the best things about living here so far. Top of mind is healthcare. There is universal healthcare here in Spain, and because I am paying taxes here, I am entitled. I'm also paying Social Security here, so I'm entitled to the public health system here, and I'm currently in the process of getting my public health card. And once I get that, I can then make appointments to the public health centers here. I also have a private insurance, a health insurance that I bought before I moved here. And if you're curious, I paid, and I guess this is a pretty good plan here, €732 for the year, for the entire year. And that includes dental. No deductibles, no copay. And I've been to physical therapy. I saw an orthopedist, which they call a traumatologist here. I've been to a primary doctor as well. I haven't paid anything yet. So yeah, it's just great. And it is a little bit more challenging here though, because if you are using the public health system, there's more steps. You have to do more things. You just can't go to like a specialist. Like you have to go to the public health center or your primary care doctor, and then you get a referral to a specialist. With the private insurance, I think it's the same in the US. You don't need a referral. You can just contact someone of your choosing within the network. So healthcare has been so far really wonderful. Transportation system. I mean, first of all, the metro or the subways, they run efficiently. I mean, it's not perfect, but they run more efficiently. I'm sorry, New York, you have nothing to the Madrid system. It's cleaner. just more efficient. It just works better than New York. I'm sorry, it's just the reality. Um, I said when a friend asked me like about the metro, I said, no one performs here, no one dances or sings inside the train. That's not reality anymore because I did see a few times where someone was singing in the train. But hey, it's not a big issue. The only drawback is the trains here ends at 1:30, so it's not 24 hours. So that's what I do miss about New York, the 24-hour subway system. But and the buses, I mean, it's just again, it's cleaner, more efficient. The trains here, the same thing. I just, I mean, I can't. Uh, I can only say so many good things about the transportation system here. Is it perfect? Of course not. There's always some issues here and there, but if I have to compare it to like the Long Island Railroad or Amtrak, I'd rather be here to utilize those public transportation options. Yeah, it's really been great. Cost of living, I will say this though, it is cheaper here. Groceries, my rent is a lot cheaper. I know some have asked, for a one bedroom with the amenities I've said, I am paying 1,500 US dollars. That includes like electricity, Wi-Fi, and all that. My landlord, has everything in one rent. I will say though, because I'm earning US dollars, right, it's definitely more affordable. If you talk to the locals, my apartment will be more expensive. And it may be something that for some people with the local salary can be a little bit challenging to be able to afford. So I am mindful of that. Yeah, it's not going to be a fair comparison, but specifically for me, I have found that prices are cheaper, more affordable here, even with inflation. So I just have to make sure I watch my spending. Just because everything is cheap doesn't mean I can just buy everything I want. Certainly, there are items that are not as cheap, like clothes. I feel are pretty much the same as in New York, depending on the store you go to. But other than that, there's a lot of that really is more affordable here as well. Now, in terms of challenges, I would say the language barrier has been probably one of the biggest challenges I've had since I moved here. Yes, I'm improving with my Spanish, but there's still a lot to learn. So it's been very difficult to communicate, especially when I make appointments for doctor's appointments, going to government buildings, government appointments like Social Security, getting my immigration, my residence card. It was really, yeah, definitely challenging, and I had to rely on Google Translate, and again, say that whatever Spanish I know. So the language barrier definitely has been quite challenging. Navigating the bureaucracy here also been challenging. Definitely not, there are a lot of differences to the way things are run in the U.S. And in New York in particular. So what else? What else have I? Yeah, I think those are the two biggest challenges for me so far. Again, it's only been 3 months, but again, I like to view those challenges as ways for me to grow, to learn, especially with the language stuff. Yeah, and like I said, also making friends with the locals have been very difficult as well. And even with the people that I've met, there are many occasions where you meet someone for during one event or one instance, and either they don't follow up or they leave, they move, because a lot of them are expats, so that can be challenging as well, in terms of the consistency of that. But yeah, I anticipate that there'll be more along the way, but that's part of moving to a new country. You just have to be open about these things, be ready to tackle them, and learn from them as well. I've also been asked about what do I miss the most about New York City in particular, and the US in general. Definitely a lot of things. Of course, my family, my friends, um, volleyball. I mean, I haven't played I played once, but not to like the level of Gotham volleyball where I played for 16 years. I do miss that. I miss playing in general. I really haven't found like a Gotham equivalent. There are some LGBTQ leagues here, but they're more like competitive in terms of they compete in different leagues and tournaments around Madrid. So it's not like Gotham. It's, you know, there's some obviously competition there as well, but a lot of it is really recreational and social. So I do miss that aspect of that. Let's see. I mean, there are definitely some products, you know, facial products, grocery items that they don't have here, or it is different that I'm not able to get. Like, I don't know, Tylenol and ibuprofen, Claritin, you know, my allergy meds. I mean, they do have an equivalent here, but, you know, it's not the same. But, you know, I guess they do the work. Yeah, so there are definitely things that I do miss, but it's a lot of it really is the people. You know, I mean, I'm able to obviously communicate with a lot of you, my friends and family, over text, WhatsApp, and video calls. So I really appreciate that. But you know, and because of the fact that I haven't made a lot of friends here, you know, there are definitely moments where it is feeling a little bit lonely, which is normal. That's okay. You know, it makes me think a lot about, you know, my friends and my families back home, which I'm gonna see hopefully when I go home in December. I'm gonna be home for the holidays. I'm starting to figure out timing, like how many weeks, when to arrive, when to come back to Madrid. So it's definitely on the works. I'm looking forward to. And I think I'll be splitting my time between New York and, of course, Pennsylvania, where my family is. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. So that's it. I think that's all I wanted to report today. I may have forgotten a few things, but as you all know, I am posting on Instagram and also now on TikTok. You can find me on TikTok at Lloyd in Madrid. I'm also obviously on Facebook as well. So I'll be posting more life updates. I do want to say again, thank you to everyone who has been checking up on me, checking in on me through your texts, through your WhatsApp messages, Facebook messages, video calls, phone calls. You know, it really means a lot. You know, it's been a lot in the last 3 months. It hasn't always been easy, but hearing from all of you, and also just for you all watching my videos, liking them, putting comments, please know that they really mean a lot to me. So thank you, and I will continue to post and share with all of you how my life here is in Madrid. And like I said, I promise I will do another video, maybe for Q2 second quarter. I'm also gonna do a video on the apartment, so apartment tour, apartment reveal, whatever you want to call it. So hopefully soon I will do that and share that with all of you. So, but for now, again, really a big thanks to all of you for all your support, your kindness, your generosity, your friendship, your love. I miss you all, and I look forward to seeing hopefully most of you when I go home in December. And if you all want, and if any one of you wants to visit me, it's available. My apartment is available. So just let me know in advance. I know some of you are already planning a trip here, so I look forward to hosting and being your tour guide here in Madrid. So I'm really excited for that. But yeah, mi casa y tu casa. All right, as we say here in Spain. So yeah, that's it for today, for this video. Again, thanks so much. Muchas gracias a todos. Thank you very much, and I look forward to hearing more from all of you, seeing all of you soon. And yeah, I love you all. Bye, adios, ciao.